You're watching Left, Right and Centre. Amir Arzan, as the Prime Minister launches India's most ambitious sanitation drive, will enthusiasm on the ground drive real change this time? How are we going to ensure that this doesn't become another photo op? Are we as a community ready to take responsibility and clean up India? That's going to be our big focus tonight on this special program. Well, wielding a broom in his hand, the Prime Minister launched the country's biggest ever cleanliness today on Gandhi Jayanti, saying that the Swachh Bharat campaign is beyond politics. As Mr. Modi led the way to clean up India by sweeping a pavement in Delhi, he insisted that this campaign was not a mere photo op. The mission targets more than 4,000 towns over the next 5 years.
मैं आज जो शपथ ले रहा हूं वह अन्य 100 व्यक्तियों से भी करवाऊंगा। वे भी मेरी तरह स्वच्छता के लिए 100 घंटे दें।
The Prime Minister launched India's biggest cleanliness drive, his pet project, the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. But he sprang a surprise, stopping en route for this cleanup at a police station with only restricted media around. Well, the Prime Minister surprised everyone this morning by first turning up at the Mandir Marg police station, and this is just barely 200 meters from the Valmiki Sadan. That's where he was supposed to go originally, but he decided to come here first, and he found that even the police station had lots and lots of trash. The first stage of the official launch happened simply at the Valmiki Sadan, a colony of government sanitation workers, predominantly Dalits, and where Mahatma Gandhi had stayed for some months. Modi wielded the jhadu in the same locality where Aam Aadmi Party chief Arvind Kejriwal launched his party symbol, the jhadu, last year.
मैंने पहले ही कहा, ये राजनीति से परे है, ये सिर्फ राष्ट्रभक्ति की प्रेरणा से किया हुआ है। अगर इसको इसी बात से तोल दिया कि देखो एक दिन आए फोटो निकाल के चले गए, तब तो हम भारत मां की फिर से एक बार कुसेवा करेंगे। अगर भारतवासी कम से कम खर्च में मार्स में पहुंच सकते हैं, तो क्या भारतवासी अपना गली मोहल्ला साफ नहीं कर सकते हैं?
But it was a photo op for many in the government. Swachh Bharat Abhiyan is a massive 2 lakh crore plan. The aim is to make more than 11 crore toilets. As many as 60% of Indians defecate outside. And here's the crux. The Modi government will give each panchayat 20 lakh rupees every year for the 5 years. The Prime Minister also detailed a plan to spread and popularize his campaign by tagging celebrities to join, as well as reaching out on social media.
The entire National Capital Region is caught up and dumped. But dumped not in places or closed environment where it can be kept away from people, but dumped right outside offices, outside schools, this government school that you see on my right, and also in the bylanes of where people are staying.
शौचालय के नाम पर ये सिर्फ मोबाइल टॉयलेट लाके रख दिया है उन्होंने। इसमें सिर्फ 28 सीटें हैं और मैं जैसे कि मैंने बताया कि 24,772 जनसंख्या है, जिसपे कि ये मोबाइल टॉयलेट कहाँ पर्याप्त है।
The PM speech is over. The various arrangements, the stage and all are being dismantled now, and even a cleanliness pledge has been taken by thousands. But clearly not everyone has taken this pledge to heart. Several of the leaflets have been thrown around the venue site here at India Gate. The big question, will the Modi magic work and transform this into a people's campaign? With Sonal Mehrotra in New Delhi, Siddharth Pandey for NDTV.
So is the Clean India campaign going to work? Is this something that we are going to be able to sustain as a country? There's been so much enthusiasm for it today, but the question whether even a day or a week from now we'll all be having that same enthusiasm and doing the same thing. Javed Akhtar joins us tonight from Mumbai. Also with us this evening, Dilip Cherian, Ajoy Bose, author and columnist, Mr. Rashmikant, the Congress's spokesperson. Kiran Majumdar-Shaw joins us tonight from Bangalore, and we'll be joined by the BJP's representative shortly. Javed Saab, let me ask you first. You also took part in this campaign today. It's about your experience and the kind of response you saw in Mumbai to this. Would you say that there was an enthusiastic response or lukewarm?
I think this is an idea that no reasonable person can disagree with, and we definitely need cleanliness And it is a matter of shame that all our big cities and small cities, leave aside certain areas, are turning into garbage camps. So high time that we look into it, and I think, all right, the government has taken the initiative and the Prime Minister has taken the initiative, but it can only succeed if an average citizen realizes that when you say, I love my country, I love India, where is India? The lane right outside your house is India. The road, that park which is in your vicinity, this is India, your India. You have this part of India, and take care of that, and otherwise don't boast that you love India. I mean, it is surprising that I see so often that you have great showrooms, big bungalows, and right in front of those showrooms and malls and bungalows and houses, there is nothing but garbage. It doesn't disturb people. It surprises me.
So then, what do you think explains the enthusiastic response to this campaign across cities? Javed Akhtar.
I think, whatever I am feeling is not such a thought that only I have it. As a matter of fact, many people were thinking and they didn't know what to do about it. As a matter of fact, I have been trying in my own little way to do something about it, but now I think this idea, because it has come from the Prime Minister and now it is being pushed from the bureaucracy and government, but ultimately it is the common person who will be able to make it a success.
So Kiran Majumdar Shaw, you also responded very enthusiastically today, to this beginning in a sense that has been made in terms of awareness. But are you worried that, maybe even tomorrow or a few days from now, we would have, gone back to square one? Do you really believe that this is something that has stirred the national conscience, or you at least hope that?
Nidhi, I have been involved with the cleaning campaign in Bangalore, Swachha Bengaluru campaign for many years, I must tell you. But I think what I find is that there is no political or administrative will to deliver on such campaigns. So I'm really pleased that it has been now made a part of our national mission by the Prime Minister. Because unless we get administrative will and if we get engagement to deliver, we will not be able to clean up our country. And as Javed Saab said, I'm really surprised at the attitude that even the educated Indian has in terms of cleaning up the environment. It has pained me for decades to see that people just don't bother about littering their city, about throwing garbage and dumping garbage in unauthorized areas. There is no authorized area for anything. The administration is reluctant to, take any punitive measures against people who dump garbage. They have actually bred a garbage mafia, so to speak. So I think this particular, focus on cleanliness nationwide is very welcome. And I think when you lead from the front, when the Prime Minister really sets the stage for, making sure that the citizens of this country are really brought together to fight this menace, I think it will work. But having said that, I think we have to have a progress report. We have a calendar of, cleanliness progress. Maybe the next, date should be Republic Day, and then we should basically have it on definitely Independence Day, and maybe a few more days. But I think we do need to make sure that this is not going to be just a great campaign which has, started with great gusto but just sort of fizzled out.
Yeah, you actually made some really important points. No, I just wanted to take off on a couple of points you made, and I want to take that first to Sudhanshu Trivedi of the BJP, that Mr. Trivedi, a great beginning in a sense, or a new beginning, because we've had sanitation campaigns in the past, but clearly this one has had a completely different impact when you just look at the kind of enthusiasm that it has generated. But as Kiran Shaw says, that we need a progress report. So how do we ensure implementation? Even today, soon after this campaign was launched in the heart of Delhi, the people who are holding clean I Love My India, I want to clean up India banners, left them on the grass there, along with plastic bottles. So it's really a very challenging task ahead for the government as well, isn't it, Sudhanshu Trivedi?
First of all, I would like to say this is neither the issue nor the occasion which we want to confine in the limits of a political party or a government. This is the issue which can only suffice if there is a public participation. And if you look at the occasion which our Prime Minister has chosen, today is the birth anniversary of our two great leaders, Mahatma Gandhi and Lal Bahadur Shastri. Mahatma Gandhi has made a movement by first public awareness, then public participation, and then he made it a public movement. In the same manner, Lal Bahadur Shastri during the 1965 war has given a call that we should leave one-time meal in a day. And he has taken head-on with the food security problem which India was facing at the time. So, Narendra Modi ji has also drawn inspiration from them and chosen the occasion which is historically proven by these two great leaders. And Modi ji himself means business. Whatever he has done in the last 11-12 years and even Bharatiya Janata Party in the last 60-65 years, it has proved. I would like to remind one more thing. The entire country knows that Modi ji is observing fast on Navratras. I do not remember any Prime Minister of India in the recent history who has observed the fast. Observing fast was of which style? It's the lifestyle which Mahatma Gandhi uses to have. So if you have something observance in your character, you choose a proper occasion, and then we hope that public awareness may be created and it will finally culminate into public movement, and then we hope by 2019 as the target is set, we will be able to make a clean India.
Okay, so you're saying Mr. Modi means, I don't think anyone doubts that. And Mr. Rashmikant, the interesting thing is that even under the Congress party, you did launch a Swachh Bharat campaign of your own in a sense. But it seems that this government has been able to appropriate that in a very, different way, in a much larger scale. Look at the response today. I've seen little kids who, were going to school who are enthusiastic about cleaning their classrooms. Even if it's symbolic, it's important.
Nidhi, I would definitely like to keep this debate absolutely bipartisan. Yes, we did launch the Bharat Nirmal Yatra, the Nirmal Mission, and there were over 2 or 3, a little under 3 crore toilets which were made there. But as far as today's occasion goes, the important thing to say is, why did Mr. Modi choose October 2 as the date to launch campaign? In order to see that this campaign becomes a long-term campaign and not just a one-off event. And it's important to know that, for example, to remind the young people here, that it was Albert Einstein who had said that generations yet unborn shall fail to believe that a man like Mahatma Gandhi trod this earth in flesh and blood. Now, what was the thing about Mahatma Gandhi that made Mr. Narendra Modi choose October 2nd and not any other date? Because Gandhiji represented certain values. Those values were of selflessness, of truth, of cleanliness. At the time of the freedom movement, when all of India was enjoying freedom, Mahatma Gandhi was on a fast unto death in Noakhali when the riots were taking place. And you all know about that. So, it is very important to understand the values that Mahatma Gandhi stood for. And unless we understand the values that Mahatma Gandhi stood for, which is total selflessness, which is sacrifice, and it was not Mahatma Gandhi alone. There were millions of Gandhis across every village. And that is why public participation, when we talk about...
this would be the most appropriate day actually for the Prime Minister to launch this.
Absolutely, it's the most appropriate day. There's going to be millions of Gandhis that will need to be created once again in villages in India in order to make this progress a success. So when we talk about a Swachh Bharat is not just a physically clean infrastructure Bharat, but a character which is of truthfulness, a character which is of selflessness, a character which is Swachh. Once you have a character which is Swachh and clean, these are going to be very minor things to do. So the important thing that we have to see is, for example, I would urge the Prime Minister to ensure that you are talking about educational change and things like that, that probably the best autobiography which has ever been written by anybody in the world is My Experiments with Truth. Right?
So, I find what you're saying very interesting.
Yeah.
What are you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is, icons like... let's look at this completely as bipartisan. Would you compliment the Prime Minister today for taking the lead and making this a central part of the national discourse today? Absolutely. I think it's a very, very good thing which has been done. There is no way anybody can do it. On the contrary, it should be appreciated. But
Good to hear.
we have to look at the larger picture, why the Prime Minister chose this day and not the 10th of October or the 15th of November or 20th or 1st of January.
Well, I
right.
think because,
So it
because
is
this
because
is a day that
Mahatma Gandhi is, why
would
is
make
Mahatma
the maximum
Gandhi...
impact and it would make the most sense. But
And
then
Mahatma
Dilip
Gandhi,
Cherian,
we must remember, is the father of the nation. It is for no reason that he is not called the father of the nation.
Dilip Cherian, you know, the danger that everyone talks about is this becoming a really terrific photo op. Do you fear that in a few days from now we'll all sort of forget, or do you think somewhere in the psyche an impact has been made?
You know, there's no doubt that Mr. Modi is the master of the photo op. Okay, he's an event manager extraordinary. That's not relevant here. He's also a man who has chosen to opt for micromanagement, start from the ground up in almost everything he does. So he's changing things from the bottom. He's not a top-down, dictatorial kind of approach to changing the ways of thinking. So I think that's very important. And he's linking the reason why it will sustain, in my view, is because he's linking up this cleanliness with the building of toilets to the rural health program that he wants to launch. So it's a three-way and kind of connect which he sees, and he also knows that in this country the only time we actually get serious about trying to clean up your mohalla is when there is a dengue fear or a malaria fear. That's the only time everybody gets around looking around in their mohalla saying where's the dirt and we need to get. So he's harnessing it towards that. There is getting clean is good on its own, but he says there's a bigger point. The bigger point is you need to have toilets so that girls can go to school and change society. And the even bigger point is that it can make our villages, our urban centers slightly healthier, so that our net cost of taking care of all these plagues that infest this country will also go down.
But you make this point about toilets, and I get Ajoy Bose into this. That Ajoy, you have a situation where, according to one statistic that I read, 60% of rural Indians don't have access to one, but more than 20 million households that did receive financial help in the past for toilets don't have functioning ones. So the point is, even when initiatives were taken in the past, maintaining those, following up on those, that has fallen through. And therefore, this be very, very different, doesn't it?
You see, one of the problems here, I think I really compliment Mr. Modi that he's done this, because he's flagged the issue and he's given it a huge political push. But if we are to sustain this, move forward, consolidate, get something, go beyond the rhetoric. You see, one of the problems is we get trapped in this huge rhetoric. And even what I'm hearing just now, a lot of rhetoric, create Gandhis, and we have something very special, and somebody saying about observance of fast. The fact is that this is a necessary and crucial survival strategy. We have to get cleaner. Cities are getting congested, disease is spreading. We have to get cleaner. This is a vital matter. Now, what does a government, what are the tools they have to move this forward? They have their own political party organization. What I feel that if this is to succeed, your mohalla level party worker has to get involved. He is the person who has to provide the leadership so that the community gets, rallied around, and then they starting personally some interest. They have to be stakeholders. You see, this whole attitude of waiting for the government to do something or some big leader to come, that's not going to work. It never does.
Yeah.
So, we need to have engagement with the local community, not in terms of just doing stuff for them, but the local community also has a very strong role in this. And how do we do it? We do it only through a political leadership which comes from the ruling party. If other parties, like for instance, the Congress seems to be very supportive of this, then the Congress party should also get involved.
It's a national
and it helps political parties, because they then are dealing with real bread and butter issues instead of talking about secularism,
that's the amazing thing that in this country, and that's why you have to implement the government, is that, until now, these don't become election issues. Things like cleaning your cities do not become election issues, whereas these are the things that affect all of us directly. But before I come back to the panel on that, let me just get some comments from the audience here who's joining us tonight, and about how people's attitudes, need to change. If you could just get a mic across. Yeah, go ahead.
I think that when we are talking about that, it is all about photo or whatever, that type of thing. I think that it is just like underestimating what Modi is thinking. We cannot just expect Modi to come every day with a broom and clean everything. There are two parts of
People
this.
have to do it.
People have to do it. There are two parts. One is for infrastructure. Modi will have to provide dustbin. Government will provide dustbin and those all toilets. But lastly, it depends upon us, because if we will just forget about this thing that we have to use, we have to put our garden dustbin, and otherwise it will become just like a photo gimmick and all those things. But
Ultimately, it depends on people.
Ultimately, it depends on us.
If you can pass the mic to your neighbor, yes.
I think the way Modi has started this campaign, he started it from India Gate, not from Vigyan Bhavan or any other place from where they were the
Sarkari office.
Or Sarkari office. And so that he created a very big public awareness this issue. And I think that people will carry forward the way he did it. Earlier, it used to have been from the above. The government used to just make it a plan and something like that, and then the money was spent. That what happened in most of the toilets, in the case of toilets, whatever happened in the panchayats, they all flopped. But this time, when the people will come up with the notion of their hygiene and everything, then they will push the government which will come, or the government department for the cleanliness.
So you're saying it was good that they carried out such a high-profile awareness campaign. We have another mic here. Yes, go ahead.
Look, I believe that it's actually sad that we need a day to celebrate and actually enlighten people about cleanliness. And secondly, I believe if somehow this lacks in implementation, then it is us, the usual people, the common, who are actually not implementing it. So it's not the responsibility of the government, but us as a common citizens. How many of us gets our pollution check of our vehicle done on a regular basis?
How often do you see people throwing garbage out of their cars after?
Very often.
And these, it's no caste, class, no barrier, right? Everyone does it. You see it all the time. I see people, often, Kiran Majumdar Shaw, I've seen people, driving BMWs in Delhi and, throwing that, packet of chips out of the window. But I just wanted to, come back to what you were saying about, our own attitudes, towards garbage. And, interestingly today, in Delhi, there's a colony called Vasant Kunj, and the Resident Welfare Association put up this notice for pet owners. One, it said that pet owners should, clean up after their pets, which I think is completely valid. But then says that if you can't, then take pets outside the colony. In other words, it's okay if you litter somewhere else, but don't litter in our colony. So, I mean, that kind of explains it, doesn't it? The way we are. This is just the way we are. Kiran Shaw.
Yeah, unfortunately, there is no civic mindedness, and I think this particular Swachha Bharat campaign that the Prime Minister has launched today has been a lot of focus. Actually, what is most commendable is that it has been brought onto the national agenda. Now, I think what is also important is that at least we have been trying, in a very frustrating way. How do we clean up Bangalore, which has been facing huge challenges because of the kind of garbage crisis that we have faced in recent times? I mean, to begin with, I think every city, every town has to be made litter-free. If that's a starting point. At least if you can get people to start stopping to litter, you will get some sense of cleanliness. And then you have to follow it with garbage management. I think no city in this country has any clue about garbage management, and they are not implementing garbage management in the way it should be done. And thirdly, every one of us talks about toilets, but I think the bigger challenge is sewerage. Look at the open sewers we have across the country. That is a huge health hazard. So even if you get toilets functioning, if you have open sewers, it is still cause disease. So I think, yes, cleanliness is a huge, of huge importance when it comes to improving the health of the nation. And I'm very convinced that if you see less garbage and less litter, and of course if you can cover up your open sewers, I am very convinced that you will see less disease and less vector-borne diseases at that.
Javed Saab, how do you get around this problem of getting people to, to get rid of that attitude that, मेरा घर साफ है वो ठीक है मगर आपको कुछ कचरा फेंकना है तो किसी और के घर में फेंक लो. There is this problem. And a lot of Indians do that. Cutting across whatever caste and class barriers, as I said earlier. We all do it.
Yeah, I quite agree with you. As a matter of fact, most of the Indian households are clean, hygienic. Even a small house is kept rather clean. You rarely see an Indian house which is dirty and littered inside the house. They don't do that. But the moment they cross their own door, they lose all sense of responsibility. Now, the effort has to be multi-pronged. First of all, let us not start celebrating that now the problem is solved and the dark ages are over and sun is shining over us and everything is clean and hygienic. We have to work very seriously. Government has certain responsibility because they have to provide certain infrastructure. If there is no dustbin, if there is no spittoon around, there are no public toilets, what do you expect people will do? Ideally, one. Besides that, there should be certain fines that if somebody litters, somebody spits around, somebody spits pan, they should be fined. 2. Number 3, on school level, on social level, tremendous awareness should be created in people. So we need our infrastructure, we have law, and we need social consciousness. All of it together.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, that point you made about fines in particular is interesting. Sudhanshu Trivedi, we've actually seen, for instance, in Delhi, when the police started imposing strong fines and cracking down on people for not wearing their seat belts or talking on the phone, it seems to have largely worked. I drive myself, I see people getting pulled over, all, and the cops are not ready to, to have any sympathy at all. So, is that how littering needs to be treated as well?
No, this point is slightly different than wearing helmet or having seat belt on the front seat of the car. Because it is not a matter which truly relates with the willpower of the government. It also equally requires, or rather than more require, the willpower of the people. In this process, the government can be a facilitator, but the actual executor or a power of execution is there in the hand of common man or the public. Because if you are doing something in a small lane behind your house, how if somebody can come and have a fine on that?
But if you're caught littering, or if you're caught spitting, you know how people are, then shouldn't you be fined? It happens abroad all the time. And the fines are very steep.
Yes, definitely this type of measures has to be adopted by government, so that the people in the initial stage get some sorts of forced implementation, and along with that an awareness, then only afterward the thing can finally be executed. But if you look, the smoking in the public area, still there is a law, but that is not properly observed all over the India. The more important is public awareness and public participation, rather than the law in this case.
Javed Saab has a point for you. Yes.
It's a very small point that only that government or that municipal corporation will have the moral right to put fines on people who are providing spittoons and dustbins. If you are, even in a city like Mumbai, there is no system to collect garbage in many areas. So you have to make a system, and then if somebody doesn't adhere to it, you have to give a spittoon or a dustbin, and then if somebody doesn't use it, then fine. Suppose there is no spittoon, there is no dustbin, and you say don't throw it, so what would the person do? Keep the banana peel in the next 3 hours.
Javed is saying. First the government has to create a proper facilitation mechanism, then only we can put some strict fines.
But so is the fining going to work? Dilip Cherian, I mean, is that what you need to begin to implement it?
I'm getting very worried listening to this.
Why?
This is unfortunately not about littering or about fines. It's also, we have to keep in mind that it is also about the fact that we have in this country an army of people who are actually paid by governments to take care of much of the cleanliness. It's also an issue of corruption. Everybody in the city knows that the most localized form of corruption is making sure that these things are then given out to others on subcontract. And while the Prime Minister was very kind towards Safai Karmacharis and saying that they can't bear the burden of all this, I agree, and public should be involved. But the most important point we have to remember is that it is not possible for a country with a growing population and a growing demand cycle to take care of its garbage without either technology or making sure that the products you make are also possible to get rid of in a safe manner.
Why shouldn't somebody who is caught spitting or urinating in public, which unfortunately happens in this
fully
country,
endorse that? Fully endorse that. I agree that's
fine them?
Yeah,
2,000 bucks?
But the point is that should be done instantly.
Let's get down to basic. No, Nidhi, I think the basic, the basic point is that how urgently are you going to take it? I think people tend to not recognize how dangerous all this is and how many lives are lost. You know, we talk about the terrorist problem. We talk about the terrorist problem, it's a huge problem. The number of deaths caused by terrorist attacks is just a fraction of the lives which are lost because of very bad sanitation, of this tremendous amount of filth all around which spreads disease. So I think that what we need to do, I think the Prime Minister has started something. I think this needs to be sustained on a very urgent mission mode, and this needs to be attacked on various fronts, including what you're talking about, is that make it difficult for people, make it a punishable offense, but all around you need to attack this, but you need to continue doing it. You need to use brains. There's no need to, you know, my fear in all this is that people want to show results, so you're going to do something for 2 months and show something which is good and then move on to something else. What do you need? This is a
long-term vision.
Yeah, this is a long-term thing.
Yeah, it's not
and
going
you're
to happen
looking
in 6
also
months or
at
1 year.
behavior change, which
The
will require
behavioral part is
huge
the tougher
amount
part.
of effort.
Yes.
Let me give you the example of a country like Singapore. It's a city country. Now, when you go to Singapore and you hire a taxi and you say, where are you from? Even though most of them are of Chinese origin, they'll say, we are Singaporeans. They will not say, we are Chinese Singaporeans or we are Indian Singaporeans, we are Singaporeans. Which means there's a sense that I belongs to me. And I'm going to link it to Mr. Javed Akhtar's point, where he said that all of us keep our houses clean, but we don't keep the rest of the country, rest of the city clean. Why? Because we treat the house as our own, but not the country as our own. That is the fundamental point. And that is why I came to the much larger level that I think, unfortunately, this debate is too focused on one. It is a good thing, very good thing, but my view is that Ms. Shaw and Mr. Javed Akhtar will see the same problem 30 years from now unless we build a movement like Gandhiji did, which was of selflessness, which was of trust, which was of cleanliness of mind. Unless we do that, you will face this problem even 30 or 50 or 100 years from now.
You know, one of the things, and Kiran Shaw, I'll let you wrap this up for us, and you know, I was reading through many articles today, is that, you know, even in areas, for instance, where toilets were built and you know, people were still, you know, going out in the open because that for them was okay, and that's the only way they knew how, even if a toilet was built. So there is a really much deeper challenge here that is going to take time.
Well, you know, Nidhi, ultimately it is about starting a process, as everyone says, but making sure that you enable it to be successful. Now, what is happening is that we cannot do things in isolation, and I know that Mr. Modi is certainly bringing in a cohesiveness into this cleanliness campaign. And you know, it's not just about sweeping the streets, it's about toilet, about sewage, it's about everything. So I think this is a good grand vision. It has been put on mission mode, and I think we all citizens actually owe it to not just the mission but to ourselves to be cleaner, because without cleanliness this country cannot progress. And I think, as someone said, I think we have to make it a survival issue, because this is about care, this is about health metrics, this is about ridding the country of disease and squalor and making lives better. So I think, you know, this is such an important day for us in one sense, that the whole nation has been made aware of the importance of cleanliness, that we must only focus on implementing whatever we need to make India. And I think it is a mindset, it is a behavioral change that we need to bring in. But I think here the government also has to play its bit, and the citizens have to play their bit.
Well, I certainly hope, in terms of a beginning, as we've all said, that has happened, and at least, you know, maybe if adults don't listen, but children today have got some message in their head that, you know, this is the way to go. Let me just get quick last comments from the audience tonight.
Definitely, this is an awesome idea that has brought a kind of enthusiasm in we students. But the question is here that are this program going to be there for just a week, like 2 October? Why is it not Mahatma Gandhi Swachh Bharat Abhiyan? Why is just Swachh Bharat Abhiyan? We should
we should associate this Swachh Bharat of every legend who has been there in India in the past, like Nehru, Gandhi, Vallabhbhai Patel, and everyone who is there. And the question is that we, on other way, we are ignoring the rights and the facilities that should be there to the sanitators like the Karmchari who are there working on the contract basis in MCD's area. Because
that's an important point you make, which in fact
when I talk to
BJP party also raised today.
Definitely.
About the Karmcharis as well, and the kind of that there is this whole question also of the dignity of cleanliness, and when you live abroad, for instance, you have to clean your own bathrooms, you have to clean your own toilets. How many Indians will do that?
The caste system has a lot to do with why we are so behind. All the countries in the Far East are so much cleaner. So cleaner. They've all moved on. Why are we
undignified? That's the problem.
Absolutely. We do not. There's no dignity of labor. And when it's messy thing, we just don't want to get our hands dirty. That's the whole problem.
All right.
See, Mahatma Gandhi used to say, anybody with dirty hands and dirty feet cannot meet me. Right? But beyond the point, since he would do himself, he would do it as an icon. Now we can expect the Prime Minister to do it. But if you want this to be a sustainable
I think as people, there has to be, we have to understand it is dignified to clean and it's okay.
Absolutely.
And I think that the problem here is that because we get other people to do that work for us, we don't understand.
Dignity of labor is there.
We don't understand that. Well, thank you to all of you for joining us on the program tonight. I certainly do hope that a good beginning has been made. It's a terrific campaign that the government has launched. The important thing is to be able to sustain it. I'm going to take a quick break now. When we come back, perhaps some would say the more interesting part of the show, Anupama Chopra here with the big film reviews. Stay tuned for that.